Hello loves, welcome back. My name is Khumotso and this is my YouTube channel. Ugh. Hello loves, welcome back for all of you that have subscribed. My name is Khumotso and this is my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to do something a little different. So besides having my makeup tutorial section of this channel, I'll also be having a section that I call chats. And that's just going to be me talking about random things that I'm interested in. And in the spirit of the upcoming Valentine's Day and the hopeless romantic in the back of my head, today I'm going to be talking about the things that I think are important and essential in maintaining and growing a beautiful relationship. Right. So one of the things that I think a lot of us do when it comes to relationships is sort of expect that they're going to be easy and they should be easy. And I think that tends to set us up for a lot of failure because we have sort of this expectation that when you're with someone that you love and that you care about, things should be smooth and things should be easy and should be and should just flow. But I'm actually of the belief that there's a lot of work and a lot of effort and a lot of time that needs to go into relationships, and those are the expectations for yourself that you should have when you're going into a relationship. I think what's important is that that work and that time and that effort should feel effortless, and I say that in the sense that it shouldn't feel like it is a chore. It shouldn't feel like something that you don't want to do. It should just feel like it's part of your life. It should put a smile in your face, and putting work into something that you strongly believe in and into someone that you strongly believe in is something that shouldn't feel like a weight on your shoulders. And so I think that's definitely one of the big things that are important when it comes to sort of your expectations and how you should expect to feel and to operate in a relationship. So I think the second thing that's super important is definitely communication. So I'm not talking about the texting all the time, the FaceTime, the Skype calls, the phone calls. I'm talking about effectively communicating how you feel, what you need, and what you can contribute to your relationship. So even if you guys talk every single minute of every day, it doesn't matter if you are not effectively saying, this is what makes me happy, this is what doesn't, this is what is working, this is what isn't. And so if you don't have those conversations with your partner, then you'll find yourself caught up in this cloud of thinking that things are working and thinking that things are fine, and having all of these underlying issues that you guys don't address. And so effectively communicating doesn't only make sense in the context of when you guys are having issues or anything like that, but I think it's important even when things are going really, really well to say, look, I really love it when we do things like this. I really like it when you say this. I really appreciate you and the time that you put into me. And I think it's hard to do. It's easy for me to say, right? Like, best believe I'm terrible at taking my own advice, but I think it's definitely one of those big things. And in any relationships, even with your friends, it's definitely important to sort of communicate where you're at, communicate what you need, and communicate how best you can move forward. It doesn't help to sort of have things just like build up over time and not have them addressed. It's definitely important to deal with things as they come up and appreciate things as they come up, and make sure that your partner is fully aware of where you stand. Because there's nothing more frustrating than confusion in a relationship where you don't really know like what your partner thinks and how they're feeling, and if anything that you're doing is working. So make sure that you're communicating with your partner and create that sort of space for you guys to have those difficult conversations. So I think another thing is definitely time. lately you hear a lot of people say, oh, I don't have time, I'm too busy. Look, no one is too busy. No one is ever too busy. Like, schedules might clash, and you might not necessarily have the time to see each other, but making time for someone goes a long, long way. Taking time out of your busy schedule and say, look, I have this like 4-hour block on Wednesday and I would love to see you. You know, I think it's just more about putting in the it's the effort behind creating the time for the person that you're with and the person that you care about. That's important. And that needs to come from both sides, right? And you can't, I think that's also another thing, like, you can't expect people to drop everything and drop their responsibilities and their priorities for you. But I definitely think it does, you know, help in sort of creating a loving environment when both of you are effectively saying, look, we're both really busy people, but this is the time that we've set aside just to spend with each other. And it doesn't need to be doing any, like, you don't have to be going out on a date or planning anything specific. You could literally just be in bed and watching a movie, or, you know, going out for coffee, or going to a bookstore and picking out new books. Like, it doesn't have to be something that's super elaborate, like dinner or things like that, or vacation, but it definitely needs to be something that's thoughtful and that's meaningful for both of you. And so spending time together is definitely important. So I think that's why sometimes long distance relationships are hard, but they're not impossible, because it's, you know, it's about how committed are you to making that space and that time for the person that you care about. So one other thing that I think is particularly important is the sort of, you need to go into relationships with an open mind. A lot of people and myself usually say that, like, you know, I've had my heart broken before, I don't have time for this, I don't think I can love anyone again. I think by saying that and effectively shutting ourselves off from people, we refuse to be open to the idea that there is that person that's willing to take the time to know you, to learn you, and, you know, just be there, right? And so I think it's definitely important to be open-minded and be spontaneous about your relationship. Like, you need to be willing to take a risk with someone in order for something to work. You need to be willing to, you know, have your heart broken, potentially, when you go into a relationship with someone. But you also need to think about if it is worth it. I think, you know, experience is definitely something that is like, in the long run, is definitely worth it, and you learn a lot from it. But you will not have those experiences with people if you constantly shut yourself off to who they are, right? And also just refuse to open yourself up to the idea that there's someone out there that, you know, or even the person that's sitting right in front of you, that's there and wants to be there consistently. I definitely think, you know, consistency is important. So you need to be consistent in what you say and what you do. So you can't just say that, you know, you're going to do A, you're going to do B, you're going to do C, and then not pull through. Because there's, you know, once you start being an inconsistent partner, it breaks down a lot of the trust that's been built between two people. And I think, you know, consistency is also helpful when it comes to the growth of the relationship. If you are consistent in your words and you're consistent in your, you know, in your actions, then you're guaranteed that your partner will know that you are reliable, and will know that you are someone that they can go to when they need something, or, you know, when they need things to follow through. So I think one other thing that is important, at least to me, is the is this element of reassurance. So I definitely think if you are in a relationship with someone, your feelings need to feel validated and need to be reassured. And so nothing's as terrible as, you know, like being the only one that's fully committed and fully engaged in a relationship. And so it's very important for you to reassure your partner that, look, I do care about you, I do love you, I do miss you. Like, make sure that they are fully aware that you are an active member of this relationship and they're not just there by themselves, because that sucks. Like, nothing sucks more than that. Like, imagine you're telling someone, oh my gosh, I really miss you, I haven't seen you in a while, and they're like, yeah, okay, cool, I'll see you soon. Like, that is just, it's the worst. So if you really care about someone, you really definitely need to make sure that you know you reassure their feelings, and that's just going to be something that will help you guys come together. And also, like, when you are no longer feeling the same way, you need to be able to, like, effectively communicate that. And everything really does go back to that element of communication. You do need to just go back and be like, look, this is how I've been feeling lately, and I don't think I can fully commit to whatever this is. And so you need to make sure that you guys are consistently on the same page, and know where you stand. And so if there's something to work on, that you are moving towards that. And if it's time for things to end, then they should end, right? And so, yeah, just don't string people along. Right, so what are the big takeaways from today's chat? I think the first one is be realistic, right? Be honest with yourself, like that relationships are not going to be easy. They're not going to be, a walk in the park. They're going to take time. They're going to take effort. The second thing is know yourself, be fully aware of your emotions and how you tend to express that, and effectively communicate that with your partner. And that will sort of give you guys a good, pathway into figuring out how to approach specific situations, especially when you guys are arguing about something, sort of how to deal with that and how to react with that. I think that the third thing being pay attention, right? Pay attention to what your partner says to you, the things that they do, and affirm and validate that they're not going crazy or anything like that, but that there's that the things that they're seeing that are inconsistent, and that they're not happy with, you are able to sort of identify within yourself as well, and then able to work on them and move forward. And then lastly being the don't lose yourself in a relationship. Your relationship shouldn't be, shouldn't end up being you shouldn't find your identity being completely tied to the person that you're with. You should be your own individual, be able to stand strong and stand firm in your own identity, and have your partner be a complement to that. And so I think that sense of individuality that exists in a between two people is particularly important, because you're not always going to like the same things, you're not always going to want to do things together, but knowing that there is a love and a trust and a commitment that exists between the two of you will make that a lot easier to deal with, and so it doesn't turn into a useless argument, but it's rather like, look, I'm doing this with the guys, I'm doing this with the girls today, and it doesn't feel like they're running away from their responsibility and their commitment to you. So, in the spirit of Valentine's Day, guys, please enjoy, have fun, go out, stay in, do whatever is within your limits and within your abilities, but ultimately just make sure that you are with someone that you truly, truly care about, and you truly, truly want to move forward with. So yeah, that's it for today. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to like and subscribe. So you can get notified when I do upload another video. And for all of my subscribers that are here for my makeup tutorials, don't worry, I haven't forgotten. Next week I will be back with how to do, you know, a date night look and the ultimate red lip. So stay tuned and keep an eye out for that upload. So thank you very much. Once again, my name is Kumoto. Make sure to like